Welcome to Embodying You, a podcast of spiritual exploration where nothing is off limits. You'll hear raw, behind the scenes stories from people awakening to their soul's path and how they became the healers, mystics, and intuitives they are today. You'll also experience real time intuitive sessions and healings where struggles transform into breakthroughs that you can bring into your own life. Along the way, you just might recognize yourself in the stories shared. This is Embodying You. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Embodying You. I have Mica here with me again. For those of you who listened to the episode, I'm looking to make sure I have it right. She was on episode 7 as my mentorship client, and we really just had a conversation about what it looked like to trust your intuition, to take down the invisible barrier between what it is that you're wanting in life. And then if you happen to be a pregnant mother or just have an interest in that, there's also a section in there where we talk about her empowering birth. So that's episode 7 if you want to go back and look. But hello, Mica.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about this. So what we're doing today, we're doing a little wrap up of our first 3 months together.
We started working together 3 months ago, and I think I told you this on the last session, but I still believe it's true. I genuinely don't feel like the same person. And a lot of, I'll walk through a little bit of like what I remember as the highlights, but kind of the overarching point that I want to get across is the work that I had done up until the point of having met with you is all mind shifting. It was like all like applying logic to my healing journey and using all the modalities and all of the interesting people that I've met along the way and really, soaking up as much information as I can. But I remember just feeling like stuck in a loop of a mental loop of I know this is an issue. Now I have all the knowledge. It was the embodying part. It's no coincidence that your company is called Embodying Wholeness. So it was that next step in my journey. It was really the somatic as well. And when we were starting to work on the energy and the sinking in and understanding the body cues and knowing how to clear belief systems, like I literally find myself doing the swipes on my hand because I'm learning so much just by embodying and learning from you. And so I genuinely believe the 3 months that we've worked together were like 10 years in talk therapy.
Mm.
And every time I've made the big shifts in life, it has been from investing in myself and being curious about it as well. Like if I kind of kept going on learning,
Mm-hmm.
and realizing, wait a minute, am I actually applying it internally and it being part of just my expression instead of like some teaching moment? It, I definitely feel like the past 3 months really encompass that. And so some highlights of what we've gone through. We've 100% hit relationships. I think that was a like strengthening my love of being a mother and my relationship in my marriage and being really a counterpart to him and supporting him in the ways that he needs, but also recognizing that I can't require anyone else to give me what I need to be giving myself.
Mm.
And our relationship has just blossomed. Okay, so
Oh.
a comment I made to my friend the other day, we were at a dinner and another mutual friend of ours was sitting across from us and she says, how are you? How is Manny? How's being married? And I said, it's never been better. And my other friend who's heard this multiple, she's like, you say that every time. And I'm like, isn't that amazing? She's like, oh, I know it. Like the fact that you feel like you keep leveling up in that area of life, and it just feels like our partnership is a true partnership. It doesn't feel as if we are going down two different roads because we've actually been doing energy work together with you. And so brought him into the fold in a way that felt good to him.
Mhm.
I've like brought up like, hey, would you ever be interested in talk therapy? He was just like kind of not open to it. And everybody's journey is different. And I'm
Mhm.
more of the experimenter in our relationship. And
Yeah.
so I was like, let me go try this new way of looking at working on ourselves, which is energy work.
Mhm.
And then I started to just kind of talk about it more and include him more in the conversations. And when you finally suggested, you're like, well, I'm happy to work in a different container as a couple. And he
Mhm.
was very open to it. He is feeling all the benefits as well, just kind of putting his thoughts into the mix of what it is as a family unit we want to be working on. So not only has our relationship really blossomed, our communication, we're slower to really anger, we're slower to, I think we try to understand each other more. I
Mm.
feel very understood, and which is crazy because I don't push as much. I don't try and change as much. I really have kind of let go and let things fall where they are and let him come to um, include himself more in the planning and the um, what do I want to say? Just really focusing on the partnership. So that was really the relationship part of it. But that then obviously translates into finance because as our we got married and joining of our relationship like really does come this next level of we need to be crystal clear about our finances and
Mhm.
what our goals are. And with that really comes, some real conversations about why don't
Yeah.
we really talk about certain things. This was before, and we feel a little antsy when we, don't know certain answers to things. And I can go into scarcity mindset in a blink based off old programming, and how can you support me in those moments and vice versa.
Mhm.
So our finances, it's not that like there's any big huge shift. I genuinely do believe it has attracted more money, more
Mhm.
opportunities into our businesses and into our lives and into my work. But I do believe that the best thing that we came out of our finances is our pure communication around it. It
Ah.
feels a lot more fun. And that's what money should be,
Yeah.
right? It should flow. We're a lot more giving. We're a lot more thinking of each other's in certain situations like, hey, I should give a heads up, or um it doesn't have to be some big heavy thing that happens between two people when they're merging finances. It's a lot of awkwardness. It's a lot of uncomfortable conversations about, I got into some debt in the past, and how does it come back and affect us as a married couple is very important. So that is a pure, beautiful byproduct of the work that we've done together. Um, More so than anything is my expression
Mm.
and how that comes out in my work, how that comes out in seeing all the opportunities in front of me as, you know, more than just, I have to do this, but more of like I get to do this and I get to infuse my special kind of creativity into it. And yeah, I think that choosing what I want to do on a higher level in my new expression of like kind of my new personality, I genuinely feel different.
Mhm.
And I think that who I show up at work is who I want to be at home, and who I'm at home is who I want to be with when I'm hanging out with my parents. that is how I would sum up our time is I'm becoming more me, the true
Oh,
essence. And
love that. Yeah.
I'm not as, I'm not going to say I'm not scared of what that all could mean, right? Fill in the blank.
Mhm.
Oh, I could be judged. I could be this. I could lose everything tomorrow. That was like a big thing that I didn't realize. Like, I'm always waiting for the ball to drop. But again, that's the point of doing energy work. When you do one thing, it pours into every part of you because you are, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am an
Mhm.
employee, I am a business owner, I am a community member, and a friend. So I'll pause
Yeah.
there and just kind of like that was my high level of our experience the past 3 months. And I'm excited that we get to go into another quarter together and
Yes.
set out new goals and work together and grow our friendship.
Yes, me too. And I like how you actually ended that with and grow our friendship because we were friends before because of
Yeah.
where we met. But then just being in this container together where anytime that anyone is doing any kind of healing work, one of the things that we can do, especially in the beginning and maybe even as we go through life, is we can tell ourselves that we're doing it for the other person. But what's really happening, the way that this works is we are healing ourselves and we are learning things from whoever we're working with, whether it's a friend or a partner or a client or a friend or whatever the situation is. And so it's very reciprocal. And so I just want to say too, it's been so interesting to see the things that we've been working on for you. You'll send me a message, like let's say in WhatsApp in between our in-person sessions, you'll send me a voicemail and you won't even realize that within your voice message, you have inspired the shit out of me for an area within myself that I am wanting to grow in. And
Mhm.
so it's so beautiful. And then I love how you said too, well, the phrase that comes up is basically the way we do one thing is the way we do everything.
Mhm.
We tend to segment things off, like how the medical community does. There's a cardiologist, there's a proctologist, there's a neurologist, there's an ENT, right? There are all these different kinds of doctors for the different pieces of our body that's actually all connected. And
Mhm.
so we can forget that in our lives, when we have a goal, like you and I, right before this, we had a session. We did all sorts of amazing work. Oh my God. And it was with the spirit of let's tie a bow on these 3 months. Like, is there anything, not that the work we've been doing won't continue, but it's okay. We've had this theme through the right before the energetic new year starts, right? I think of kind of the end of March as more
The new
the
year.
true new year. Yeah. And so it's kind of like, okay, what have we been working on through winter season? What have we been working on here? And what needs to be tied up in order to go into the next 3 months, which just happens to fall with the actual quarters of the year. But how do we tie that up in a beautiful bow so that when we go forward to the next 3 months, it's much more focused, much more aligned. And so that's also part of what we're going to be doing here today. I'm going to see the final thing that needs to be wrapped up for Mica before we go into this next 3 quarters. So I am going to be doing live energy work. And one thing about me, and Mica, if you want to share anything about this too, feel free. So you're a 1-3 in human design. You're a 1-3 emotional projector, in case there's someone out there who knows human design and is interested in that. I am a 1-3 emotional manifesting generator. And so I want to say that too. We are always paired with people to help us see more of our true selves. So, for me and Mica to both be 1-3 emotional, it has been really cool for me to be able to
Yeah.
share with her all the things that I've learned from being an emotional authority and really deeply embodying, honoring my emotional authority, and also the 1-3, the 1-3 side. And if someone comes to work with me, they're going to have their own, we're going to have our own puzzle piece that fits in. Right. But that has been really, really cool to see. So what we're really doing here is we are tying up the loose threads. Oh, I think part of what we were saying was the way we do one thing is the way that we do everything. And so when you come in with a goal, we have this goal in mind. However, it's not up to us how to get to that goal. And I also look in to make sure it's not an ego goal. And even if it is an ego goal, I'm so tuned in the whole time that we are not on the ego's path, right? We are on what is your soul's path? Like, what does your soul want? And again, to embody more of you, to embody more of your soul essence so that you can shine as who you truly are. And it's funny because when I say things like that, me from 5 years ago saying shine as you really are would have thought that was so ridiculous, but it comes out of my mouth so easily because it's true. We are meant to shine as the real versions of us. And I'll be honest, I do not remember when I said, oh, here we go. You know what? In full disclosure here, I had for the podcast listeners, because I'm all about like letting go of perfectionism. I had forgotten where I was at. And so I paused. And then now I'm being brought back. So you're hearing me go, oh, as it's being brought back to me where we were at. But one of the things I was going to say before we start the energy work here is you kind of never know what you're going to get from me because it is completely guided. I'm a 1-3 in human design. Not that you have to be a 1-3 to be this way, but I definitely investigate things that I'm interested in. And then I experiment with them throughout my life. So I have so many energetic tools at my disposal and I'm only growing them every day. So you may come and you may get a bunch of phrases, like actual phrases through this app that I have called Discover Healing, where I do emotion code and body code and belief code. There's an app where you can muscle test and anybody can do this really. You just have to get certified, right? Well, actually pieces of it you can do for free just to kind of let people know that you can do emotion code for free and get the book and learn how to do it yourself. So I just want to say that part, but because I'm all about, again, empowering people. Like Mica knows, I don't want people to feel like they have to come to me. That's why I'm teaching. Okay, you can clear emotions this way. You can clear emotions this way, because that's what's keeping you from being the full version of yourself. Any of us is trapped. At the base of it is trapped emotions. But when you go into resetting imbalances in the body, which is, I mean, you can do that in so many different ways. I have so many tools at my disposal, so many ways to clear energy, to clear whole belief systems, to clear, to reset the body, to, if you're feeling run down, I can go in and I can see, okay, what needs to be restored in the body so that maybe you have more energy. Now, it does depend on if you're in an integration period from the energy work being done. But even with that, right, there are things that can be done to help. So what I'm saying is I don't even know what's going to happen right now with this energy session with Mica, but yeah, we will just see where it goes. But it feels like I meant to ask you, Mica, is there anything that you want to say? Because what is known in each session with me is that I am going to tune in to God, to higher power, for the way that I usually word it is I want the biggest root of whatever the issue is that the person feels like is going on. And really, I've started even lately asking for everyday miracles. Like just let's do the biggest root cause that will shift this the fastest, and like everyday miracles, right? Just reminding myself of that. Is there anything that you feel like people need to know about coming into session? Because again, you don't know what you're going to get, but you do know that you're going to get some powerful energy work and have a shift.
100%.
Yeah.
No, you can't have that many preconceived notions. Keep thoughts in your mind. And this is why I really like having the WhatsApp group with you, because sometimes even talking it out really clears the air and it helps to get it out of your mind and body so that and I love that you take notes. You summarize kind of what the voice notes were trying to get at, so that if we needed
Mm.
to really, if it's meant to come up in session to clear, or even when you do drop-ins, you can kind of look back and see what sticks out to you the most. So don't have preconceived notions, really kind of go in knowing that whatever you leave with is exactly what you needed in the moment. Because the
Mhm.
other aspect to it is that energy work, what I really love about it is that it does affect, I mean, you can see the results of it even by how tired you are. You're a little heavier sometimes when the energy clears. It needs some time to integrate, right? There's a huge shift that happened within your
Mhm.
field. And when you let go of a belief code, it's a little bit of a, you let something die that you had held on to around your identity for
Yeah.
so long. So allow kind of the time that you spend with within session to be a little sacred, right? Like nothing gets in the way of it. Try to have as much, obviously whatever comes up is necessary. Sometimes my kids are on it, right? Because I have to bring all of me. But setting aside that time to know that like are going to actually energetically grow as well, and that demands some rest. So,
Yeah, 100%. And then also everybody reacts to energy work differently. I
mhm.
rarely get tired. Last night, however, I did. I had a whole thing happening with my cat, and I called in the cavalry, and I had a friend also doing energy work on my cat. And at the end of her session, I didn't even know when she was ending it. It was probably 9 o'clock at night, and I was so tired. And then I realized, oh, okay, okay. So it's different for everybody, but it is true. If you aren't someone who feels it in your body yet, at some point you will. And then not only that, it feels like there's one other thing that wants to be said about it. If you don't feel anything in the body, not to let the mind get involved with nothing is happening. And this is me saying that about anybody, anytime that you're doing energy work. Because for me, when I first started doing energy work, it was when I was doing meditations and inner child and shadow meditations with 2 being magnetic. And I didn't realize I was doing energy work then. I just thought I was doing these hypnotic meditations and rewriting neural pathways. But now that I do things in a way where I do it now, where I don't have to lay down for, 15, 20, 30 minutes to do the meditation. Um, I mean, not that I wouldn't welcome that sometimes, but you don't always have time for that, right? And so it's just really cool to see how, even though I did not feel it energetically back then, I could notice situations where I was reacting differently to the situation that would have triggered me before, and either is not at all anymore or only is a little bit, or someone's behavior changes towards me. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to say real quick about what you said earlier, and then we will get into the session. um, is that whenever you were talking about how the ways that you and your husband are communicating are different and even more loving, right? Like just all of the things, when we shift internally and
Mhm.
we clear the energy and we shift how we believe we are deserved, like how we believe we deserve to be treated, automatically people outside of us will start treating us differently.
Mhm.
How that manifests is different depending on the person. Are they at the level where they are ready to meet you where you are? And your husband was, right? I mean, you all
Mhm.
already had a good relationship before from everything that I know, but it's like he was ready to up level and shift with you. And then he did end up
Mhm.
coming in and doing some things, and we had some really cool things happen from that.
Mhm.
And so it can be like that, or it can be someone that's out of alignment. You're
Mhm.
it may be things do shift in a way where it's like, oh crap, like how you said, is my life going to fall apart?
Mhm.
And so I think what's most important, the last thing that I'll say here is for all of us to just be brave when we are following our intuition. And this goes for anything, not just energy work. When we aren't worried about what we might be losing, and instead we're following intuition, which is God, it's following the universe. When we are following intuition, we can't go wrong. Sometimes it may look like things falling apart, but on the other side of things falling apart, oh, is so much magic. So I will end it there. But are you ready to get on into the session? Okay. Okay, so what I'm asking for is this is what keeps coming up for you, is we're going to clear a whole belief system. And so the question that is coming in, the intention that is coming in is, what is the biggest belief system that we can clear? Oh, I'm seeing 3, boop, 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 3 belief systems. So let me say the question out loud. What are the single, it's not a single, it's 3. Okay. Apologies. They keep giving me pictures as I'm trying to just let the audience know the darned question. I'm sorry. Hold on. Whoop. Let me pull it back in. I'm really getting a lesson in letting go of perfection. So I hope everyone listening is enjoying real life.
We're learning.
It's real life. Yes. And everybody's always learning. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Okay. So let's see here. What are the biggest belief systems that we can clear that will tie up everything that we have done in these first 3 months of mentorship, that will also bridge the way to what we have set the intentions for to work on the next quarter, for the next 3 months? Okay, so I am seeing 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, your guides know that we are on a podcast. They know that also they know the amount of time that we have. So the fact that there are 3 belief systems, I have a feeling that we'll be removing a couple of them simply with light language, but we're going to see what needs to come through, like what you need to know with the mind. And so, you may be able to hear it on the microphone. You may hear me typing. I will try to type quietly, but as Mica said, especially when I'm doing belief systems where I am called to use this app that I use, it's Discover Healing app. It has emotion code in it, and body code, and belief code. So for those of you who know what those things are, that's the app that I'm using. And if someone finds an interest in that, I am an affiliate if you decide to get certified. So feel free to click on the link, because they give a pretty good kickback and it's appreciated. So let's see here. So you got 3 belief systems. So I'm going to be using the Discover Healing app. If that is resonating with you, just know that if you download the app and you decide to learn to do it for yourself, it is $30 a month, and you have access to emotion code and body code. That is not something I have an affiliate link for, but I'm just letting you know that because it's coming through to make sure that I let you all know to empower you. And then if you don't want to do that, you can also get online and you can download the emotion code chart. And then there is a book that you can also get Audible or otherwise that will teach you how to clear emotions for yourself in this particular way where you know what the emotions are. And so that's one thing that I have to say is what really, really helped me understand that energy work in itself really is working is because I started with muscle testing, and with muscle testing, letting my subconscious let me know, do I have something to clear? Yes or no? And if I do, and I swipe, whether I'm swiping the governing meridian as they teach, or I'm swiping my hand, which is another way you can do it. And they also teach that, but within certification. Either way, when you muscle test again and say, have I released it or have I not? It's mind candy. You know, the brain can see, oh, wait, I didn't think that I would get a yes for that, but I did. And, you know, like you'll get answers that the brain thinks is different, but the body is telling you the truth. And so within this, I'm going to be muscle testing for Mica for whatever beliefs, whatever she needs to know consciously, and whatever you all here listening need to know. because you are here for, okay. Yeah. So you're here for a reason. So as we go through and as we name some of these things out loud, or as I'm speaking light language to clear or anything like that, you are here and able to participate in this clearing too. So you can simply intend that anything we talk about, even if it's light language and you think, oh, that's not related to me, you can intend that it is releasing or rewiring whatever it is that needs to be rewired within you. And it will happen. You are your own energy worker. So this is also empowering for you too. So you will leave this a different person also, because you will have cleared trapped emotions that were running your life in the background. Okay, belief system number 1. Let's see here. I'm seeing that this one is a smaller one. So it's a smaller belief system, but that doesn't make it any less important. And by smaller, what is actually meant here is it hasn't been able to build up really big, but it's a part of, it's a set of 3. It's a set of 3. And so they all relate to one another, and they are all contributing to the same issue. So this one in particular is in regards to being seen and feeling judged for how you are seen. And, you know, whenever we fear things like this, it's really just us judging ourselves.
Right.
It's really just us judging ourselves. Even if other people judge us, we would never hear about it if it wasn't something within us.
Right.
Okay, so let's see how we're going to clear this one. This one's just going to be cleared with light language. So I'm going to tune in here. Uela no kamala shitakianama. Elena nash the kulamar, kere Elena nush the kulama, wa papa le anushata calamere, ishit the kulama, wa namalar kene ishitakia malar, one mere Elena nash the kulama. The thing that I think is so cool is if we were doing a full belief code session together, those take me a good 20 to 30 minutes, because we have to go in and find every single belief that's trapped, every single emotion that's trapped, every single imbalance, clear all those, and then go in and install positive beliefs. But with light language, when I am allowed, when your conscious mind doesn't need to know more, it does all of that plus so much more, because it's speaking to the soul. It is literally changing the frequency of your body. It can attune things within the body. It can also, what I'm seeing with that is we can also sometimes have curse energy. And, you know, try not to let that scare you, because any type of curse can be lifted. But it feels like there was this little tiny curse energy they're showing me from 10 years ago that was diminishing in power, but still coming forward. And so sometimes a curse energy can just be a scorned lover saying like, I hope they're never fucking happy forever and ever. Right. And even something as little as that can cause a wave that sticks with us. And it is feeling like it's something a little more like that. It's feeling like it was a woman in 10 lifetimes ago who, well, she was a little witchy, but not like the bad witch kind, but she was someone who knew what she was doing as she was saying it. And so it just feels like it was just lightly attached. There wasn't a lot of intention behind it. It was just like a moment, and it didn't have very much power is what is wanting to be said here. Okay. There's a little bit more that just wants to be cleared within that curse energy, which, you know, again, this is why I don't control it with the mind. If I would have controlled this with the mind, I would have never found this curse energy. Okay. So and for those of you who are looking at the video, if you see my hands moving, that's also another form of light language. And I just allow my body to move. And sometimes I don't even have to speak. And there we go. If you hear me exhale, that's the sign my body has chosen to give me that I'm releasing energy. Some people burp, some yawn, some don't feel anything, but you can ask your body to give you a sign, and at some point it will. So for me, the deep exhale is a sign. So I felt the curse energy the moment that it went, but there's something still to do with that. They're showing me something left hanging off of that. Oh, okay. I'm seeing it still attached to 3 different lifetimes. And I'm being told to go ahead and lift that and clear that energy out. The thing is, time is not linear. And we are actually everything all at once. And things can most certainly affect us here. But what's cool is when we start to clear up past lifetimes, whether it's doing work like what I do or going in and doing inner child and shadow work, like in TBM, like what I was talking about with To Be Magnetic, which I also have an affiliate link for them too. So since I'm mentioning it so much, I'll mark that down. But you are literally rewriting things, and it will affect how you feel now, and it will also affect how your life goes now and how people treat you. It's all energy. And all we're being asked again is to be more of ourselves, more of our soul essence, to embody more of ourselves. All right, this feels like it's going to be pretty quick. I'm going to go to the first. I'm seeing them as tendrils, so let's clear that. Iwamar ikelenus etakelamar elenanush tukulama ikenesh etakolama iwamar ikelemash tukulama. So that first one, that's been lifted. All they want really to say is you are female in this particular lifetime. You are 40 years old. You are living in France right now, but you are from Portugal. So that's what's wanting to be said out loud about that. Are there is there anything coming up that you're like, oh my gosh? Because a lot of times we'll be like, oh my gosh, this and that. And it relates to us now.
I have so much, but that tracks.
Okay. All right, let's see here. This other one, you are a male. There's something about France coming in right now. Do you have something that you do want to say? It's okay if you do.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of past lifetimes in France.
Okay, including the one that we already talked about quite a while ago. So if you want to talk about that, you can while I'm clearing this. But
okay. Yeah, no, my son and I also shared a lifetime in France. And, you know, for as long as I can remember, I've had this obsession with Paris since young. And so sometimes there are little hints in life that lead to basically uncovering this. Sometimes it's really all about there's really no coincidence.
Nope, no coincidence. It's just like how from the time I was a child, I was always drawn to Hawaii. And then on my second trip to Hawaii, I learned that I'd actually lived a past lifetime there. And as I traveled around the island in my boat, I was always curious what the island looked like from up above. So I get led to go there, and I start getting signs for taking a helicopter ride. And so it's just sometimes we're just cleaning things up or fulfilling past dreams in this lifetime that's from past lifetimes. Okay, so that one that I just did of the man in France, that one feels like an early death life. It feels like you died at about 20 in that life. And there's the car accident coming in. It's not, again, I don't want to say like, you know, you decide how much you want to say, but I'll just say a car accident has come in before for us in France. And here we are again, something with the car. Okay. One of the things that you need to know is the reason why the idea, the story out of all the thousands of lifetimes that you've had, the reason why another car crash in France is coming up, right? Another one that had to do with death is that right now you're meant to see the car as the body, the physical body that we live in, our temple, and how we treat ourselves, which then goes into your home and how you treat your home and everything that's in your home and surrounding your home. Especially, I don't know what your Venus placement is in astrology, but they're bringing me to your Venus placement and how there was probably once, now I actually don't know this part about you, but there was probably once a time when you didn't feel like it was important for things around you to be pretty. Like you gave it unimportance. You were like, this isn't important if it looks pretty or not. It's fine. But now I know, including like if someone's looking in the video, her background is stunning and she's designed it herself. Just know that it's important for many different reasons. It's a way of honoring the home that is your body, your physical body, and the home that is your home that houses the most important things to you in life, is what's being said.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, the third lifetime is coming in. Oh my gosh, you look like what's her name? Shirley Temple in this one. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. You have this like really, really curly brown hair and you're wearing just the cutest dress. Just picture Shirley Temple as like a little girl, just so cute. So cute, so cute. Okay, you need to know that this one has to do with Ireland. And this was not her dying young or anything like that. I know sometimes we can jump to the conclusion of, oh, we're being brought to the point of death. This more has to do, this is where you're stopping it in that lifetime. So if we have a cursed energy, our soul knows going into the lifetimes that, and higher self knows that we have this cursed energy. And so there can be a choosing, which lifetimes do we bring this energy into for the soul lesson? So in the other two soul lessons, you really brought it through kind of to very far in those lifetimes, basically. Like one of them was to the end of the lifetime and the other one, well, you were 40-ish when we were doing the work. So this one, you are age 5. So we're stopping it here. We're stopping it there. We are rewriting it now and taking that energy. And it's almost the energy of, okay, they're bringing me to someone I know who's kind of like a troubled teen, doesn't really seem very happy, and how something can be lifted from this person. And it's someone that I know. So I'm also being given information of, oh, okay, I should work on that. But there's one big thing that for him could be lifted, and boom, I would notice a huge difference in how he acts and how he presents himself. And so if you think of it at 5 years old, the curse energy helped your soul to learn the lesson of it's not safe to speak. Like when I speak, my mom or my dad gets mad at me. When I complain, when I say, hey, that's not right, they get mad at me rather than listening to me. So this is actually going to really shift how you as a child internalize that. So this is great and amazing. And I am getting that in turn, it's putting you in that lifetime on another timeline. So yeah, I'm just going to trust that those who are listening understand what we're saying. And if someone doesn't, if someone has questions about any of this, just DM me on Instagram and I can do a whole podcast episode answering your question. It'd be so much fun. Okay. Yep. So you're definitely shifting to the higher timeline of this version of you with a better relationship with your parents. This feels meaningful for several different reasons. Yep. Okay. I love they're putting diamonds along the strand that goes from that to this main curse energy. And I heard that song, She's Got Diamonds on the Inside.
I love that.
Yeah. So they wanted you to know that. So diamonds represent purity. They represent cleansing. They represent light being able to come in and refract in all the different colors and all the different ways. And so with this one, it's being cleared through, I'm seeing this essence of the diamond being placed inside her head. It's almost like she has a diamond for a head. So it's a rewiring of the brain for her to be in full love of herself. And at age 5, to start to truly realize, oh, the way that other people react towards me truly has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. I'm going to be me. And there's also something here that this is so amazing. It's connecting her. Let me see how to word this. Oh, this is why they brought in Shirley Temple for like the singing part. It's also connecting her to realizing that when she speaks or sings, that she affects people positively. And so maybe she's just singing because she's happy. People feel it around her, feel the joy come out from within her, and it shifts their mood. She just naturally starts to compliment people and say nice things to them, which then she's just rippling out. And again, this is you. This is you. And so the curse energy naturally breaks off and comes back up to this main strand that I see. So let's finish this up. And as happens a lot of times I'm led back to the person who did the thing, as long as it depends on who the person is and how deep they were into actually doing the curse energy. But I usually end up being led to do a little mini healing on that person too. Because as a reminder, we're all one and the same. Like we are all a part of God. And as we heal ourselves and others, well, when we heal others, we also heal ourselves. But as we do that too, everybody's changing. Like everybody's changing for the better. That's just how it works. Again, if you have any questions, write me on Instagram and give me some detail about what I said though, so that I know what it is I'm explaining. But yes, please do. Okay, what I'm being told is that, so I am seeing her being wrapped up in golden light, not like a mummy, not tight, but just golden light surrounding her. And I'm being seen these 3 angels that are assigned to her that are going to be with her for 5 years to help steer her in a different direction, to help her feel more love for herself, which again extends out to other people. And I'm seeing this black thing coming out from the top of her head. Okay, so what that was representing is when she was sending ill-intentioned, we're going to call it mini magic, MINI, magic out. It's almost like it's all just getting like brought back in, and not to poison her, but as a redo. Like she's having a moment to redo what was done and make different choices. This is what I'm saying. You never know what is going to happen. I would have never, I saw this tiny little tree and I thought, oh, this is going to take me like a minute. But there's
look how impactful.
Yeah. Yeah. The same thing happened with me over the weekend, where I had some really big work to do and I cleared a belief system. And after I got done, I checked in to say, okay, have I tied the bow on this? And 8 lifetimes came up in regards to this. And it had to do with miraculous healing, with believing that miraculous healings are a thing. And then Mica knows so much that's unfolded. I'll have to do a podcast episode over that and what happened with my cat, but miraculous healing for sure. So now I'm going to see, are we meant to continue and do the other 2 belief systems right now? Okay, I'm getting a no. Okay, so I am seeing that we can take care of the second belief system, but the other one I will do in a drop-in session. That's the sessions in between where we're not in person. This still has to be around visibility, or this still has to do with around visibility. And yes, this matters for maybe different businesses we want to have in life, but it also matters for in our family feeling more seen. And you've already witnessed feeling more seen, and especially for a projector. Oh my gosh, that's so important for a projector to feel seen and to be asked for their wisdom, right? Yeah, so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to see what I can clear first with light language. And then it does feel like I'm going to go into the Discover Healing app and pull some specific beliefs to say out loud to you. Because it's all well and done to have someone speak light language and you don't really know what's being cleared, but you feel it. But sometimes the mind needs some information. Okay, so let's see here. Are you getting tired? Are you feeling it?
I'm actually feeling it. I out of nowhere started yawning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. This one is a bigger belief system. I always see them as trees. It's probably because that's how I learned about them through belief code, but I see them. This one's a bigger tree, definitely more mature, a more mature tree. What that means is the subconscious mind has just pulled in more and more and more and more.
Proof to
Yep, more.
support.
Exactly. It's kind of like if we view everyone around us as evil, like say, like the news has definitely programmed us to believe that everyone around us is a potential danger. So if we believe that enough, we're going to constantly look for that. And then our subconscious mind is going to then pull in those beliefs and it could become part of an actual belief system. I think of them as like, instead of rose colored glasses, in a way, it's like dirty brown glasses that have you seeing everything inaccurately. Okay. Wianana lukunama reshitakelama regoda shitukulama ianane rekulumar kereshitakelama ian molle rekanamara shitakelamere shitukulama rekere me ulama rekereshitakulama. I will say, if someone were to decide to come in session, you'll definitely get a lot of light language from me because it is so powerful, so fast, and so efficient. Again, if I were clearing this simply off of the app, it would take me, honestly, probably more like 30 minutes. Okay. Okay. We've done everything that we can with light language. So now I'm going to see at the top of the subconscious are negative programs. Do we have any that we need to clear? I'm muscle testing. No. So we've done all those with light language. So let's go deeper in the subconscious, like the trunk of the tree. Do we have limiting beliefs that we need to consciously know? No. We've cleared all those with light language. Now, do we need to? Okay, what we do need to know is the seed, like the seed, the root of this belief system. So it's going to be really important for you and for whoever's listening to consciously know. So on this app, I'm just going to muscle test. There's folder within folder within folder. So I'm just going to say, is it on the left, on the right? It's on the right. 1, 2, 3. Third down, it is in the survival category or root chakra category. So then I open it up and there are even more folders. So I ask, is it in the column on the left? No. Column on the right? Yes. Okay. Down the row, is it 1, 2, 3? It is 3 again. So it is worth. So worth, the root chakra, and feelings of worth. So I'm going to go to the negative statements. And there are, again, tons of folders. Is it an even folder? Odd. Okay, it's odd. So 1, 3, 5. It's in folder 5. So I'm going to open that and I'm going to ask, again, I'm going to muscle test. Which one is it? It is even. No. It is odd. Yes. Okay. It is 1. It is 3. It is 5. It is 7. So it tested yes for 7. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay. Okay. All right. Before we actually talk about this one, just a little bit, we got to talk about this for a second. So the phrase that came up that was trapped is, let's see, is this Mica's? No, mom's, dad's. Okay. It can be in your lifetime, so I can get the actual age, or it can be inherited from mom or dad. And it can go further back, but it's inherited from dad's parents. No, inherited from dad. The phrase that it brings me to is, I'm a slut. Okay. Sometimes it is literal, right? It's maybe a past that we're not proud of and an idea that we took in of ourselves. Most of the time, and this is why intuition's good, because I intuitively look into it. This is actually about the prostitute archetype. So you can look into the prostitute archetype. Carolyn Miss, I believe, has a video on the prostitute archetype, but what it means is it's like when you're constantly, this is the way it's coming through for this and for whoever's listening. When you're constantly giving and giving and giving to others, even when it doesn't serve you, because if you do think about the prostitute type, right, they are giving their body even when they don't want to. They're giving their energy even when they don't want to. So it's not, in this instance, it's not meant to actually be sexual. It's saying, I put my worth in what I can do for others. That's how I feel validated. So this is helping to remove that. Okay. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, I mean, that's an interesting perspective on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it feels like there's one last thing, because I know that that you have to get off of here. So the one last thing that came in really strong is you have a message that is broadcasting that other people can feel, and you can feel it too. But this one's actually called a no will to energy. So it's no will to blank. So I'm going to, again, muscle test. Is it column A, column B? It's in column B, even odd. So 1, 3, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Receive abundance. No will to receive abundance. And what this reminds me of, okay, hold on. There's a nuance here. This has to do with being able to hold on to it. So yes, there's the receiving. It's like, okay, I feel for this instance, it's like, okay, I feel worthy of receiving, but I'm seeing this particular no will to receive abundance almost as there's a trickling that's happening. There's a trickling out, like meaning if you have a vase full of water and you have a couple small holes in it, it'll trickle out. Let's clear that. Okay. All right. So let's see if this belief system is completely cleared. Okay. All right. So that is it. And then off of what we're doing here, because again, I know that you have to go, is I'm going to do an integration practice to help your body integrate this better. And otherwise, drink a lot of water.
Yes.
Yes. And put some like a natural salt, like a sea salt or something like that in it. Do that actually for the next 3 days. Put a little bit of salt, just maybe morning and evening. It can just be a small pinch of like pink Himalayan or Celtic sea salt or something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I have both of those.
Yeah. And you know how to muscle test, right? Through the sway.
Yes, I do. You taught me.
Yep. So you can even muscle test to say which one is better. And you can also rate it out of 10. You can say, okay, Himalayan salt with 10 being the best. What is it? Is it a 10, 9, 8, 7? You can test it. And then you can say, okay, the Celtic sea salt out of 10. So, okay.
Great. Okay.
Okay. That's it. Mica, is there anything in closing that you want to say here on the podcast?
I can tell that those were things that were playing out in my life, didn't understand the root of them, right? So
yep.
It sometimes for me, it does take me days. I start to connect the dots and you realize like, wait a minute, I did truly believe that at the center of all of my decisions. And so it's very eye-opening and I could feel the release already.
Good, good, good. And of course, I'm always available in WhatsApp. We've had a long time together. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
But it's been great. Thank you, Tiffany.
Okay. Thank you. Love you.
Bye. Love you.
If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe and leave a review so others can find this show too. Your support helps this community grow and brings more voices into the conversation. Plus, I would love to hear your biggest takeaway. Thank you so much.